of love we meet, for the world anew.
Welcome to Muffin Talk. Kia ora and welcome to Muffin Talk. This program is brought to you by the initiative Titipounamu, Study and Joy. My guest today is Dr. Joe Grayland. Kia ora, Father Joe, and warm welcome, and haere mai to our program Muffin Talk.
Thank you very much, Beata. It's good to be with you from Würzburg in Germany.
That's wonderful. Joe Grayland is an assistant lecturer in the Department of Liturgy at the University of Würzburg, as you've just heard, Würzburg in Germany. He has also been a priest of the Catholic Diocese of Palmerston North in New Zealand for more than 30 years. While in Palmerston North, he wrote a column called Pastor's Desk, Liturgical Formation and Celebration. Father Joe, you are currently involved in a new project, maybe that follows up on your former column, Flashes of Insight. And I remember that I linked from the website to Flashes of Insight some years ago during the pandemic. But how did Flashes of Insight, how did that start, that idea?
It did. It started during the pandemic. So with Tom O'Loughlin and John Murphy, who was then running Cath News, and myself, we started an initiative where we invited a whole lot of people in for Zoomed conversations. Some of them were a lecture type of thing. Other things were a conversation between myself and somebody else with Tom O'Loughlin there, and others were more of an online conference. So we did all of that. And Flashes of Insight was the website and the name that we gave to the videos that we did. And alongside that, Tom and I were writing quite a lot for La Croix International, which was an English language version of a French publication that also had Bob Mickens as their general editor, English language general editor. So that's how that all sort of started. And then the Flashes of Insight with the videos was to interview people, and they were long form videos, so well over an hour, most of them. And a lot of editing was involved. So that's how the whole thing started, Flashes of Insight.
And so now you have a new platform, Flashes of Insight. Tell me about this new project.
Okay, so it takes the name of that, but it's also quite different in that it's once a week and it's written format and it's short form, which is one of the most hardest things to write, as those who have written know. And our editor, John Murphy, edits it all, and he's the publishing brains behind the whole thing. So if he likes it in the format it's given, that's good. If not, then you have to amend it, as has happened to me on numerous occasions and other writers as well.
But you just say with a short version, reading this quote, I would have made it shorter, but I just didn't have the time.
Yes. And the thing about the short form is that this is part of the idea. So La Croix International was moving to close. The Cath News New Zealand was being taken over by the bishops. So we looked at it and thought there's an opportunity here for us to do something internationally and to bring in a group of writers from North America, from Europe, which includes, I'm told, here in Germany, Britain and Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, and we have 2 writers in Africa, in South Africa. The point of all of that was to offer a platform to those who wish to write about Roman Catholicism in a time of change, but from a centre moderate perspective. There's a lot of noise from the right and the extreme right, which is very aggressive and often uses hate language and is very virulent, especially around topics like liturgy, also around people like Pope Francis, who, acknowledge that hatred towards him coming from right-wing Catholics and So we wanted something that was much more in the middle, that was international, that gave Catholics the opportunity in the English-speaking world to have another opportunity to read about a variety of things. And so the point is that we are trying very much to address some of the ideas and visions of the Second Vatican Council. So things like addressing the joys and hopes of the people of this age, of in terms of liturgy, but not only liturgy, of making it accessible and applicable to the people in their own context. So what we would call liturgical enculturation, changing the liturgy to reflect the culture. It's also a matter of speaking theology that is culturally accessible. So the way that we express things in New Zealand is very different to the way we would express things in the English-speaking worlds of North America and Ireland, for instance. The second thing is that there are a lot of things that happen in our globalized, interconnected world, Catholic world in this particular instance, that may happen, for instance, in New York or might happen here in Germany. And at the first look, they are just for Germany or for New York. But when you look at them a bit wider, they are actually something which is applicable for the whole world. So, for instance, the new Mass of Creation that's been instituted, and there were meetings in Assisi about that from the Center for Laudato Si, and Pope Leo has just inaugurated that last week at Castel Gandolfo. So those sort of things, they happen locally, but they're applicable worldwide. Or that there is a question, for instance, one of our writers wrote about assisted death or assisted suicide, which is taking place in Canada. And so it's a major question, not only for Canada, but for all over the world, what it means. You know, there's a moral and ethical issue here that needs to be addressed and people need to understand it. So our hope is that the short form gives busy people who are working and doing lots of other things the opportunity to read something short, clear, succinct, and then they get the gist of the problem. Then the idea is for the writer, if they have something else, to link out to their website or to their article or to their book
Mhm.
so that the reader who is interested can go further.
I think that's exactly what I was just about to ask. If people, it's flashes of insight. So if people then want to know more, there is a website that they can go to, or you can, it's just like a flash, as you said. But the other thing that
Yeah.
came out from what you said, it's like a network. That shows that all these authors, they are connected in a big network, and which
Mm.
is our church is a kind of network. So I think that's a really
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah. And so it's a community of writers and a community of readers.
Yeah.
And so it's free, of course, although we will be asking people to donate. But as you know, that's when you're doing this stuff on your own or doing it as a volunteer, it costs money to
Yes.
keep things going.
Yes.
So, um, but the point is that we've got some very generous people from around the world. And so we've got several thousand subscribers internationally already after a month. And we've got 28, I think it is, writers. And yeah, so building a community, it's very Catholic. It's part of what we do. And it's part of the fact that, the church is no longer localized, it's not even a world church in some ways. It's moved beyond that into a globalized church and a technologically connected one.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, Joe. I think that what we'll do is we'll put the link to Flashes of Insight to this video, and then people can read themselves also. And I think
Okay.
I wish you all the best for this new project. And as you say, it started only a month ago, so it's a new initiative. I'm sure that it will capture the audience of Catholics around the world in the English-speaking world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Berta. Okay, goodbye.
Bye.
Out there, heroic peace is calling. In the bonds of love we meet. For the world, a new day dawning and shine.